All right, so the question on people's mind is why is regular way of eating diets, why are people failing? Why are people getting sick? Why is there high cancer rates? Well, people, anything to do with mainstream is going to make you sick. Now, everything that I'm going to speak to you about is from deep experience. And I think what will help everybody understand that why my understanding of fasting is on a different level is from my experience with all different types of ways of eating throughout my life, right? So when I started getting into fitness, around 17, 18 years of age, right, I would study, how to eat, and I would do that, right? And I recall all the information that I read, and I got results. But here's the problem with every single diet. All diets have an issue. And that's why there's all these problems. You have all these, who's right? You've got the vegetarians, you have the plant-based people saying don't eat animals and so on and so forth, and they're eating. And here's what I'm getting at. All diets, there's 1,000 diet books, right? If you want to go to a bookstore, right? There's so many books. And so you have to ask yourself, why is this, right? And that's because every diet, everybody's right. Like, if the vegetarians they may have their point, and they might get results, but is it a livable lifestyle? I'll tell you some other stories. I used to try, for example, and here's a video of me right now, what you're seeing over here. But I used to try things like I did vegan, and I did all kinds of things. And boy, I tell you, you they all failed me. But me, one thing about me is I was always a very dedicated and focused individual, and so I would try one thing and another thing and this and that, and I did the raw diet, not eating any cooked foods. And so here's my point. With all my experience, and like I've achieved things with physically, I've always been physically active. Since in my young, I was doing actually, I was doing martial arts. I can remember, I was active. I started really doing, weight training more around 17, 18 years of age, but I was active even before that. But that diet part, see, when I started working out, trying to build muscle and everything, that's when I was interested in what do I eat. That was my fascination. What do I eat? And I tried this and that, the carb cycling, all kinds of things, which is a lot better than you got that. I never did the Atkins because Atkins is just too low carb all the time. I did something a lot better, which is carb cycling. So I have a lot of experience in eating a lot of different ways. Again, over 28 years experience in eating, different ways of eating. But I've always was studying food, so I've got a lot of knowledge on foods. And so paradigm shift came when I started realizing that a lot of people think, oh, fasting, no, that's a horrible thing, right? You're not eating. No, you are eating. As I said to you, when you do the right things, you can train your body. You become a fat burning machine. That's what my body is. You see in this picture over here right now, right? In this video over here, I I ate, okay, 700 grams of a yogurt, 85-gram chocolate bar, a couple of bananas, a couple of bars of cereal, a couple cups of ice cream, and 6 eggs, okay, in about 2.5 hours. Now, if you calculate those calories, I mean, I've calculated sometimes I've eaten 3,000 calories. This is the end result, how I look now. Why? I've trained my body to incinerate fat, incinerate everything. But it's a lifestyle, okay? So I'm a master, an expert at what to do because my body shows this, right? You take a keto dieter. These are people who are fat, okay? I never could stand to get. I would never allow myself to get fat. I did gain some weight in some areas in a way, but never someone would people say, man, this guy was overweight. Never that way. A little bit of, if my belly came out a little bit, just a little bit, I would go crazy. And I would do something, I would do a certain diet and I'd get rid of it. But that's the problem. Then my habits would, I wasn't happy. Point was I wasn't happy, but I never gave up. And now what I have is a new paradigm shift. This is the holy grail. This fasting, if you master it, it's everything, people. Okay? This fasting, I'm kind of explaining the control you can have and explaining my story can help you achieve your goal. Because one of the problems people have is, I know one thing, I'm going to tell you what the problem is. Psychologically, you would say, no, I can't do this, I can't do that. And you already, you sweep it under the rug without knowing. Why is fasting superior to every method? It's simply one reason. Because insulin, if you want to study, it's all about hormones, how we use our insulin, our testosterone, our growth hormone, okay? Regular diets downregulate everything. In other words, you become less insulin sensitive through regular eating because you're spiking your insulin. So every diet fails in one metric. They can get you a result, but low calories. Okay, so for example, low calories don't work, right? So someone says, well, I'll eat 3 small meals a day and I'll move more and I'll lose weight. Yes, you will, but you'll also lose muscle. You'll lose weight in a negative way, right? So it will fail, right? Because if you're still fat and you've already eaten, you've tried a diet, low calorie diets, and why are you still fat? You don't look like me. You're never going to look like me. It's not possible. And I'll tell you right now, from experience, your diet, I see people getting into shape, bodybuilding, because I train with these guys, but I see these guys getting out of, I've seen a guy get ripped, but he also took stuff and everything. Then the guy's fat. Next year later, he's fat with a belly. Do you know why? If you can't stick with a process, you're going to ultimately fail, right? I like to eat. That's one, I think a lot of people like to eat. I don't like to eat little meals, okay? And when you know how to fast, different fasting. All right, so another topic is, why do people fail? Okay, now if you're following a regular diet, whether it be a keto diet or just a regular diet or a low calorie diet or a any type of diet. Some people eat ridiculous diets where they're just eating a certain macronutrients, right? Again, low carb diet, high carb diet, high fat diet, low fat diet. There's all these different diets. They all will work to some extent, but they are detrimental to your health. So all diets are eventually detrimental to your health. One of the biggest reasons is why is this happening to everybody? You're hearing, the cancer rates, obesity, insulin resistance. It all comes down to hormonal issues due to any type of mainstream eating or some sort of diet. Eventually people get sick, okay? Even if they look good, it doesn't matter. No one would ever look at me and say, oh, you need to lose weight. No, that was never the issue. I'm coming from at this at a different angle. I never was happy until now, anyways, until recently. But I've also, when you do things, I'm a doer. A lot of people, they may do things for a day or two and wonder why they don't get results. Well, again, that's another problem psychologically, right? Diets will fail you. Okay. Now, what will change the paradigm shift? Well, you've got to know what you're doing. When you know what you're doing, you will succeed. It's that simple. You need a plan that will work. Well, you're looking at my body right now, physique, okay? This was achieved through, of course, you can't eat like me until your body's right, ready for it. But like I said, what I'm going to explain is that I eat a lot of calories, okay? But I eat it within a window of time, okay? But first, you've got to train your body. You just couldn't do what I'm doing, right? I talk about feasting. I'm going to talk about something called feasting and fasting. The high, people think, oh, fasting, it's such a horrible thing. You're not eating. No. Take it from a guy who's eaten. Like, I'm an eater. I've eaten 6 times a day, 7 times a day. You know what I mean? All kinds of, I'm drinking tons of water. I've done all those so-called health things, and was never happy. I done all different types of diets, high carb, low carb diets. I got results. But in the end, I can tell you that, and I look good, different stages, but I started feeling things I shouldn't feel. And again, here's another problem with eating. People don't realize this. Inflammation. Inflammation builds in your body through regular diets. Your body never has a chance to heal. And that doesn't matter how, it's not about the calories. It's all about how we are stimulating and our hormonal system. So when you fast and you do fasting protocols, you stimulate all your hormonal system properly. You become insulin sensitive. You become a fat burning machine. Your testosterone and growth hormone goes through the roof, incinerating fat, and that's what you're looking, right? The amount of calories that if I simply fast longer and obliterate the fat, and then I eat large again. And I can do this, like what you're seeing here is I'm eating, for the past month, I've been eating in a way where most dieters were like, what? Their eyes would open up. What? Are you kidding me? He eats this much fat, this much carbs, this much protein? Wow. Now, again, we don't eat high level. One thing is certain, that too much protein is definitely not needed. What I found is the paradigm should be carbs, fats, carbohydrates, fats, protein. Okay, these ratios, or carbs and fats, protein and fats could be the same, and then carbs being the higher end. We need our carbs. For example, if I want to eat yogurt, right, there is carbs in yogurt, especially when I have it flavored. Well, I want to eat my yogurt flavored, right? But why do you want to eat something like yogurt? Well, yogurt has a lot of calcium, right? That's the number one thing right there. It's got an important mineral, calcium. It's very easy. It's very tasty. It's satisfying, right? And it's not very high in carbs, right? And I eat about 700 gram tub of that, right? Get my calcium. I buy some. So I get my calcium through animal sources, right? You want to get magnesium, potassium. You want to eat mineral-rich foods, right? When you eat mineral-rich foods and you combine it with fasting, your body becomes a fat-burning machine, right? But there's different fasting protocols, right? And mentally, you need to be prepared for it, right? If you're prepared for it, you will succeed. If you're unprepared for it, if you don't want to believe it, if you want to stick to doing the same old, what doesn't get you results, well, then it won't work for you, right? You will remain, a lot of people remain fat, remain sick, and they accept it. I walk around society, I see fat souls everywhere. Fat guts all over the place. Literally, every day, fat guts everywhere. I go to a gym. 90% of the people in the gym are fat. 90%. I'm not kidding you. I go to a gym in Toronto. Most of the people in the gym are fat. I've gone to gyms where the guys have a lot of muscle, but they have a belly. Well, what good is a pot belly with huge arms? I mean, there's huge arms. It's not like I'm a big guy or anything, right? What you're seeing here, I'm weighing about 175 pounds. 175 pounds. 175, 176 pounds, what you're seeing in this video right now, right? And maybe and another problem is too much muscle isn't healthy either. So you see all the mainstream, there's people doing things like pre-workout supplements. All this stuff kills your health. I don't use any of these. I don't use pre-workout supplements. Okay? If someone's telling you you need a pre-workout supplement to get into great shape, they don't know what they're doing. There's a ton of people out there that don't know what they're doing. The whole health industry is a joke. And I can tell you wholeheartedly now that is done with, over with now. Listen to my advice. There are other people who are talking about this as well. But mastering fasting protocols, getting to the results, gaining control of your body, comes from having the right mindset. Fasting, it's like living, it's a fasted lifestyle. I fast, I feast, I exercise, I live the life. Okay? Fast, feast, exercise, live life. Okay? So some people might be thinking, how do I embark in this endeavor? How do I learn? How do I do this fasting? Well, one of the things is you want to understand about what fasting is. I mean, the simplified thing about fasting is simply you're not eating for a period of time. I'll give you, there's different fasting protocols, right? So there's the 16-8, which is like a starter, right? 16-8 is you're fasting for 16 hours and then you're eating for 8 hours within an 8 hour window, okay? That's a way to start, right? So if that is something a person, and again, so another thing you want to do is you want to have the right mindset. You want to understand everything you can about fasting. And that's a problem. A lot of people don't have the right sources, right? So sometimes even getting a coach, in other words, investing in a coach, like I'll probably be doing some coaching, right? What I would do as a coach is send you the proper information so that I get your mind to understand why. You see, just because I tell you fasting is the best thing and you don't understand it and you don't believe it, you'll probably fail at the best thing in the world. I can assure you that all diets will fail you. You will end up sick. When you fast, your body heals. That's why there's even called dry fasting, right? There's a dry fast, right? Which is one of the most powerful fasting. What's a dry fast? Well, a dry fast is you don't drink water and you don't eat food, right? Now, you've got a lot of these people trying to sell people all these different ways of fasting. They need a coffee, they need this, they need that. No. Let me put it to you this way. The best fasting is either you're only drinking water and you're abstaining from food completely. And your mind is more clear, right? You don't need a coffee to stimulate you. That is counterproductive, I can assure you. I used to do all these things. I used to do the coffee thing. And I assure you that fails you, right? I used to get the pre-workout supplements to work out. Done all these things. All these things, they hinder you. I have the experience. All these young guys, younger guys don't have this experience. I was doing all this stuff. It's nothing new. If somebody's telling you you need a pre-workout supplement to work out, to get results, they're selling you baloney. You don't need that stuff. What you need is to have a proper understanding, build yourself to a level, and get to different levels. Right? I don't just get to this level in one shot. That's why I know when I talk about levels, stepping stones. So I need to know where a person's at, have them do a certain protocol. Then once they've done that protocol, they do another protocol, and then another protocol, right? But in the end result, what I'm telling you is you can eat large, live life large, right? Personally, right now, what I do is I fast about 20 to 22 hours a day. And then I eat majority of my food within a 2 hour to 4 hour window, and this will fluctuate depending on my schedule. End result, what you're looking at right here. This is what I've been doing when I got to the leaner state with that fasting protocol. Okay, 20 hours no food, and then 4 hours to 2 hours food. And I can consume, really, and within 2 hours, 2.5 hours, I can consume quite a bit of food. I'm just eating. And I love that. Watch some show. Watch it. Again, how do you organize your life? It's a lifestyle. Like you say, I can't. No. You got to do. Everybody can do this because you have more time. For a person who fasts, like myself, you have more time, more freedom to do more things in your life, right? So why should you fast? You want to fast for more time. You want to fast for more health. You want to fast to be a super fat burner. Literally, you're training your body to incinerate fat. And you're actually training your body to burn two types of calories, carbs and fats. You become very insulin sensitive, right? Some people may have type 2 diabetes. Fasting will cure that. When you fast, you can prevent cancer. Cancer is preventable. We all have cancer. But you want to know something why you want to fast? Let me just forget about the fat loss only. Prevent cancer. You can the cancer rates are through the roof, and find out if that person ever did any fasting, and you'll find that they didn't. They blame it on the diet only. The diet has, it's not the diet only. It's a big portion of it. Yeah, they'll diet. Oh, I didn't eat the right healthy foods or whatever. It doesn't matter. Even I know guys. I know a guy that he ate perfectly organic, right? Still got cancer. And why is that? Well, it's the proof. The guy exercises, right? So he's absorbing, but doesn't matter. He's still eating a diet to build his body where he's requiring to eat several times a day. So all these bodybuilders that think they're doing something healthy, they're not. They're gonna get sick. They're gonna gain weight eventually. You look at all four. You look at I've seen Rich Gaspari, a bodybuilder in the 1980s, 1990s. You can see he's got a gut. Here he was lean because of the drugs he's taken. I think the whole fitness industry is a joke. You see, all these guys are fatsos. Especially they get older. You should be lean. I'm gonna be lean. I'm the new Arnold Schwarzenegger when it comes to the real bodybuilding is controlling your hormonal state in a natural ability, right? That's what fasting does. But you need to know, like I said, I've given you one of the protocols, but that protocol may not work for you because your body, like, you could use that protocol with less food. So you got to understand what fasting is. So what kind of results can a person expect when doing the right fasting protocols, okay, for you? Well, if you're doing the right fasting protocol, you can, and you have the right understanding, okay, it's possible to lose 20 pounds a month, 30 pounds a month, but let's say 20 pounds a month. So if you're losing 20 pounds a month, okay, and then of course you have to change your fasting protocol as you get leaner, right? For example, let me tell you me. So I was about, now I had, of course, I followed a fasting protocol that I know would work for me and the way I would eat during the fasting protocol. I shed about I shed about 28 pounds in about a 2-month period, so about 14 pounds a month. Okay, now that is kind of slow, right? Now there are people that can do 20 pounds a month, 30 pounds a month. You heard that's right. It's fast, but then once you get lean, right, then you need to change. You obviously can't follow that fasting protocol that gets your weight down. And then, of course, comes exercise later on and all these other things you could be doing, allowing you to fast and feast is what I'm getting at. So, can you just fast and feast like me? No. You've got to, we got to find where you're at. Where's your mindset? What kind of knowledge do you have? How serious are you for success? Understanding the health benefits of this. Not just that you're going to dropping the weight. It's a joke. I mean, it's literally easy. And as you get good at the fasting protocols, you control your body. There's things that you will do that you would never think is possible. And the level of satisfaction, you think about turning your body into a Ferrari. Streamlined, you're looking great, you're feeling great, zava, zava, boom. You know what I'm saying, people? But then, if you're not, you're like a Chevrolet on a regular diet. You know what I mean? You don't want that. So basically what I would do is get a person on the right fasting protocol for them. Make sure they're eating all the right foods, right? And again, we eat everything. We eat carbs. I mean, I eat 3,000 I can eat 3,000 calories a day and look like what you're seeing in this video here. Let me put the video here. So as you see me here in this video, actually I woke up in the morning and I filmed how I looked after eating. I'll give you an example. I ate 750 grams of yogurt, right, to get my calcium and the good bacteria flora from the yogurt. 750-gram tub, so something like that, right? So one of those, right? Couple of bananas, one pint, like 1 pint of like a square, those square raspberry, one whole thing, even even some strawberries, 6 eggs, okay? And that's just an example. There's so many different variations, right? Sometimes I'm having a steak and all that stuff as well, okay? So what I'm getting is that I know the right foods. I've studied a lot about foods. What I could do, but what I have to do and what you have to do are two different things. But eventually, could you do what I'm doing? Of course. Because then there's also the way I exercise. So I exercise, I fast, and then I feast. Okay. So the exercise is another supercharge. So when you fast, you whatever exercise you do, you supercharge those effects, right? For example, if I'm doing cardio, and even when I work out, I do these things fasted, right? No pre-workout supplements, no caffeine, no nothing. And I've got boundless energy all the time. I feel great when I wake up in the morning. All these things happen now. Don't think that just because you start fasting, you're going to feel good. You're going to go through detoxification. And these are a mental process you've got to go through. And having a coach and having you, what you want to have is the right mindset so you can't fail. So you have the power to drop 20 pounds a month if you need to, right? If you're overweight by 60 pounds, you can get rid of it in 3 months. If you want to go a little slower, 4 months. But not this 1 year or whatever, not this radically. Whatever you want to do, you need to know you need to do the right fasting protocols, okay? And there's, like I said, there's variations of this, right? And so you need a deep study of fasting. And you want to have the confidence and the support, because a lot of people around you may not support you, right? So again, if you need that type of coaching where you have that support, then that is good to have, right? Again, seeing my videos and stuff like that. But again, you need to understand what you're doing. So making an investment and then having a mentor, even seeing that this is all possible and listening to what I'm telling you. So not only will you eliminate the body fat, but your growth hormone, all your hormonal state will act and work in a different level. This is a paradigm shift. The health industry is a joke. All bodybuilding supplement stores, all those shows, what they're selling you is garbage. It's selling you failure. All supplement companies, garbage. You don't need anything. You don't need any supplements. You need to eat food, you need to fast, and you need to exercise. Okay. And another thing, tons of time. I mean, imagine I have more time. Like, you have time to see, instead of me eating a meal, I'm exercising. Because if you're eating less times a day, right, you have more time to and I don't, when I finish eating, I don't want to eat for a while after I finish eating, right? So life's amazing. And again, I've said this, I've eaten, you're taking this from a guy who's drinking tons of water all the time, eating 6-7 times a day for years on end. I did this stuff because I thought it was healthy. I have the experience with eating all types of diet, high carb, low carb, this, that. I got results doing a lot of different things, but nothing is as powerful for your health that fixes everything. No hormonal problems. You stay lean. You look like this, right? This is somebody eating all kinds of carbs, all kinds of fat. None of these guys in these bodybuilding shows are doing that. I'll tell you how some people do it. They are and I'm not exercising profusely anyways. We're talking about an hour a day. An hour a day. I exercise daily in different types of exercise, right? And it's not high intensity always either. So that's another story in itself. But I'm living the life. And you can live the life too if you get this message. You failed. You have failed because you haven't had the right information. And now you have me, Power Trick or Trade Sandro, giving you the advice from 28 years experience in studying this stuff. I mean, I was always into health and fitness. And fasting and incorporating fasting into the equation supercharges your life in all metrics. Prevent cancer. Be lean. Be strong as you can possibly be. Feel energetic. Have a clear mind. Have more time to do more important things in life. Create great wealth. Have great health. You can have it all when you understand the power of fasting protocols and have the right mindset. That's what you need. You need the right mindset, right? So there you have it, people. Stay tuned for more videos. But I think what I've said in this video is powerful advice. Incinerate fat. Incinerate fat. Have super health. Look amazing. Look like a Ferrari. Be proud of who you are. Feel healthy. Take control of your life. Everything is... Doctors make you sick. Drugs make you sick. You don't need blood pressure medications, okay? There's people on blood pressure meds, they don't need it. Fasting takes care of that. People with type 2 diabetes, fasting takes care of that. Prevent cancer, fasting takes care of it. Cure cancer, believe it or not, there's fasting protocols for that too. But you never want to get to the cancer state. That's my point. But there are people, again, there is no money, okay? The reason why fasting isn't talked about, or doctors don't know anything. First of all, doctors don't know anything, okay? That's number one. They don't know anything. They are just little pebbles, right? They're fat themselves, they're unhealthy themselves, most doctors. You look around, right? Think about this carefully. All a doctor does is give people medications, okay? The whole system is baloney. Let me put it that way. But that's another story. So subscribe to this YouTube channel. Subscribe to my, by the way, let me show you something. So here we are on Power Trick or Trade Confirmation is Keys. Basically what I have is, we'll go to my YouTube channel here. Let's go to my YouTube channel together. I hit the customization button over here. So customization button. I'm going to have, as you can see here, I'm going to have a created playlist. Now I do both health and wealth. Like I'm a stock expert. We make great money in options. You can study what options are about in my videos, right? But this channel is about health and wealth. That's what I've always been. That's who I am, health and wealth. And you can live a life, health and wealth. And you can live a life, like with your health, and your wealth, you can do good things. You can help people, right? But if you're unhealthy and you have money, what good is that money? You know, I said the story like Steve Jobs, you know, lots of money, but the way he lived his life was detrimental. Now, what you want to do here, I want to show you something. Here's my website right over here, Power Target Trades. Let's go there together. And what you want to do is, I'm going to hit the, you see this subscribe? I'm going to hit the, you see this subscribe? You want to see this video. Now, these videos are about markets, you know, about the market over here, right? And you put your name and email address. That will put you on my list, and I'll be sending information on things that I'm going to be doing, different things. It obviously will be also to do with investing and of course the fasting, right? And again, this is an amazing lifestyle. You know, it's like you can be a rock star for your own health. Power Trick or Trade Sandro here, the big picture expert. Now that we just finished watching that video, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't forget to study my creative playlist, a wealth of information. From plans from start to the confirmation to the end result. Powerful, time-consuming videos I've made for you to study, for you to witness, for you to grow mentally, for you to succeed. People, we are now witnessing the premiere in health and wealth, my YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video in a circle format. Simply click on it. It's going to give you an easy way to subscribe. Don't forget to like